I like how the Goomba has acne now.
I'll try another shot for the same area. $18. And a 5 on the d6.
All right. You're really going to town on his knee with everyone else.
And I'm going to move around to the front side of the gate. Still kind of hugging up against the wall.
Okay, I see where you put him. Caleb's up.
Okay, one more arrow. Oh, still 5 foot step forward, but why not?
Right.
AC with 20 hits.
Yeah.
Four points of damage.
Okay. Again, the arrow's just bouncing off because you're hitting it in the metal.
I do another 3 points of acid damage. And I hit it with another acid arrow.
Okay, roll damage.
For 7. Went from 1 acid arrow to 4.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what the acne does this time.
What was that there, Tate?
I was like, alright, let's see what the acne does this time.
The acne?
It looks like the Goomba has acne.
The Battles are in his team. I'm
Oh.
pretty sure they go later in the turn already.
They are after you, Tate.
Oh, okay. My turn again?
Yeah. Roll a concentration for me.
$19! Well, technically a 20.
Alright, give me a minute. Your thing is about to go off.
Did I miss something?
Tate's thingy's going off.
Alright, Tate. The dice that
Yes.
I put in your spot, can you roll that for me?
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna use the dice roller because this is too many.
What you're doing really isn't rolling. Use the R button.
I know.
There you go.
3, 2, 1. 43.
Alright, it goes off, and an ultra hot beam of fire that then becomes a massive stream of fire slams into its left right knee, whatever. The same one that Lamb's been shooting. And I guess that Zephyr's been shooting. And with the collective damage that Perthros and Zephyr have been doing to that knee with yours, its leg gives out and it starts to topple down. I have to have Balasar and team hold action, so we will go to Noah for Jade.
Jay's just gonna be keeping it up with the arrows, trying to aim at the same spot they are now. And miss. Again.
Okay. And then, how about for Tucson?
He's gonna drop a pint of oil in there, set it for Molotov, then run the fuck away.
Okay. There is an explosion that you can hear in the foot. Jared?
I'm gonna continue circling around a bit.
Oh, by the way, Tate, after the fire, the flame princess thing disappears and you are no longer engulfed in flames. It used up all of its current magic.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry,
And take another shot.
at the same spot that you guys have been attacking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm basically trying to work my way to the back of the knee where there might be a bit more of an opening. $13. And 6.
Okay. Are you back, Kelb? We're going to assume that his character shoots an arrow, hits that spot because he finally sees an opening, and deals a little bit of damage. Lamb, what does Perthros do?
More acid.
Oh, 1 minute, Lamb. Kelb, what did you want to do? We assumed that you would shoot the now weakened knee and finally deal damage on it.
Well, you'd be wrong. I'm going to be putting away the bow and taking out my heavy pick.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Wow.
It takes 7 points of acid damage. Then I'm blasting it with another acid arrow, which does 8 points of damage.
All right. With that attack there, then the entire leg in that area, or that part of the leg, I should say, both legs separate into two individual legs, as if it's getting ready to do some sort of very fast movement. But then the front of that other leg, its metal plating and parts of its rocks fall off. We can put some stuff down there here in a minute. And something that's very familiar to Areem, and I can't remember if there was another character in that spot, was behind it. It's that gyro thing that made a shadow version of you.
I think Tucson was there.
So Tucson as well. This thing has some hidden weapons in its arsenal. But before it can use it on you and make you deal with that fun shindig again, you see on different parts of it where Balasar and his team are, starts to glow blue, and then an aura-like trail goes from it towards the pillar. You watch and may or may not notice then Balasar just kind of give you the so long salute, and they all get more or less disintegrated and pulled into the pillar and disappear. Along with, as you guys stand and see nothing now, other than a couple chunks of metal and rock that, yes, if you want to try and get, can. That would be here. I'll put them down in a minute. It seems like the city's not getting attacked by ethereal stuff anymore either.
Woo.
I'm just going to reveal it now in case none of you realized it. You essentially set up that dig site that you had that gyro. That was in the ground over here. You retrospectively caused your own agony earlier in the combat. Or earlier in the campaign, technically. A note. Where's Gnarl? There we go. Gnarl walks over to Areem and hands him a note. Does Areem look at it?
Yes.
It's got some sort of symbol on it. You recognize it as the emblem that all those guys had. You're assuming it must be their royal emblem or whatever, since he kept calling himself a Keen's Blade. And when you open it, it's addressed from Balasar, and it says, "Friends, I don't know with what means I am leaving, but, 1 minute. Let me collect myself.
It's an emotional scene, okay?
No, it just...
I know, I'm being an asshole.
Recollecting my thought. I don't know with what I might be leaving you guys with, but we made it back to the past. For your time period, don't tell anyone about us. Tell them that you destroyed the giant robot and made all the creatures disappear yourself, and we had nothing to do with it. Signed, Balasar. P.S. I hate gnomish technology.
I'll announce the contents of the letter to the rest of the group.
The entire note?
Yes.
Alright. Gnarl just has a face of, huh, and says out loud, oh, what a square.
Weird question. Did he give this to you a few days ago, or last, I don't know, cycle? What the fuck would you call this?
Gnome gave it to me and said that when Balasar disappears, I would know. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And then I met that guy, and I was like, okay, so when does he disappear? And, pretty sure he's gone now.
Okay.
Have to say, though, pretty sure I know part of the reason why he looks across to you guys. Something happened in the past, and this might be part of why.
Oh well,
Love
we
your
can just tell the
puns,
city
Iron.
guard that we had to shut off something of Gnome's that was malfunctioning.
You should have known better.
Don't take Iron's pun. It's not even.
It wasn't me, that was Iron.
Anyway. So there is metal. Stop it. There's metal and stone chunks out in front of the city
But is
for
it heavy
anyone
metal?
that wishes to want to collect. What was that?
Oh hey, there might be repair materials.
But is it heavy metal?
Yeah. It kind of screams at you as you pick it up.
Damn. Does it look like a bundle of sticks?
What?
No.
Damn it.
There isn't a bundle, it's just come sail away.
Anyway, the stone is a very weird kind of material. And you realize that it's almost like a manufactured. Out of game, DM speaking wise, it's concrete. It's stone, but it's not. As for the metal, it is iron. A lot of iron. That's a trash pile, I know, but just imagine it's really large sheets of iron. If you care about quantity-wise, they're called. The concrete, I don't know what you would do with it to put it in a retrospect, but the iron, that is quite a few swords or quite a few sets of armor. You're pretty sure you're well set on making yourself some practice or whatnot items, if you can get it back all to the shop.
So, make a weapon, melt it down, make another weapon. Just improve your skills with that. You'll be fine. You'll be making dragon bone shit in no time.
Dragon bones? Dragons are extinct, you monster.
Exactly, they're already all dead. That means we should be, like, digging up bones somewhere.
They're not.
I know.
No, you don't. Your character doesn't know that.
My character doesn't know that. I, as a player, can kind of assume that.
Fair point. Anyway. So while the three are over there looking at that, the town guards some town guards start coming up along with civilians towards you guys. Lamb, Avina, Tucson, and Gnarl.
Oh, hi.
They look around. Where's the remains of the giant... whatever that was?
We currently have
One of our
over there.
allies is examining them to see if they're still potentially dangerous or if we can use them.
They're over there.
Here, this might make it easier. Give me a second. There. Now you can see people talking to you. Anyway, what did you say to them?
I'm just turning around, pointing at the two giant piles. Yeah, they're over there.
Amazing. Who fought? Who defeated it?
It's a complicated question.
Well, whoever did, not only did they get rid of a city-destroying statue, they got rid of all those weird disappearing monsters that were terrorizing the town. And that strange light coming out of the elven tree is gone.
I mean, we caused an explosion in its right legs, and shot out the left leg, and then it kind of just vaporized.
Yeah,
Wait.
not much tech.
You were the ones that did it? You're the guild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're running
That
it now.
we are.
Well, he's running it. Pointing over at Tucson.
Well, if there's anything we can help you out with, you've saved the city.
Well, we should get word out that the guild is under new management for now, and we'd like to expand and get it back up and running so we can go out, perform deeds, along with protect the city.
Basically keeping up with Akmenos' dream of the city.
Octomenos' dream.
Well, Akmenos is how he
I'm-
basically ran the city.
He didn't run the city. He was just a collector of people, more or less.
Quick question: Which guard is the one who said Akmenos' dream? Is it one of the guys near me?
I'd assume this one, since Avina's talking to them.
Okay, never mind then.
Here, I'll make it even easier again.
Well, I mean, if it was one of the guys near me, I was just gonna lean in and say, "She's not the brightest." She's a little flighty. Just go with it.
There. So, this is how it all looks now. So yeah, anyway, this guy here, right here, Octomenos' dream. I told you how he was basically just a collector of people, and then before being asked who was talking, was gonna add in, he might have been the supposed guild leader, but he never did anything. That's why once he left, there's such a power vacuum.
Huh. Well, I guess we'll be helping out better then.
Oh, fantastic. We need to go back to doing our rounds and making sure the town gets reorganized after all this. Like we said, if you need help from the city, we can only do so much, but we are in your debt, so to say.
I can't think of anything to say.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah.
Back over with the other people real quick. Where did Zephyr go? Oh, he put himself on the trash pile. Okay. What are these three doing?
I was gonna be helping Kelb salvage.
I will be salvaging.
And Jared, what is Zephyr doing?
Since it was kind of some sort of iteration of a Warforged, he's digging through for anything that looks like it might be useful for either self-repair or self-modification.
Not really. This is pretty much just plating and then, not padding, but basically padding.
No, like, wires or anything?
Nope.
Well,
You're
it's a
pretty
big
sure
file,
what you
so he'll
guys-
look through for a bit.
Okay. More or less after a bit of thinking, your guy would realize that he's probably not going to find anything in here. All this, for the most part, was essentially like a Hainer door that you guys destroyed because it had a weapon inside of it that it was going to use, and you guys destroyed the door that was covering it, is the easy way to look at it. But while you guys do that, some other town guard that's not talking to these guys come over this way. Because there's more than just the ones I had over there. They come over here and go, "We hear over there that you were the ones that destroyed it."
It more or less destroyed itself once we got it to turn off.
Were you looking to keep this metal and rock as memorabilia?
Probably. I mean, at the very least, we can refine it or study it.
Oh, in that case, we'll get the ones that we can in from the city and help you move it to where exactly? The big guild hall?
Yeah, that'd probably be best.
Yeah, moving to the big guild hall would probably be the best for now. If we need to move it to the other place, I could always do that myself.
We might need to invest in a warehouse at this point.
They tell you that, fantastic. And while you guys do whatever you want to do then, they are going to continue cleaning up the town in terms of anything that's disarray now. Maybe if there's any straggler creatures to try and make sure none of that's around. Any people that are still frightened to deal with them. And then anyone that they can get for moving to move the materials to the big guild hall. But it is near the end of the day. You guys did spend your whole day doing the stuff that you had been doing until this event had happened. So, being it was close to the end of the day already, and you just had combat, your characters are probably tired. Save for Zephyr, who doesn't have to sleep.
Or does he? Dun dun dun.
No, I don't have to sleep. I just have to restart every now and then for firmware.
It's not even firmware. It's for disk fragmentation. He has to defrag himself every now and then.
You should have seen how many times I went to sleep when I had Windows Update on.
Excuse me.
Hey, did I ever tell you about the time that
So,
Tell about the time I was streaming and now.
Gnarl walks up to the group then, as you guys are all getting ready to do whatever you're going to do to end the day prior to sleeping. And he tells you, if we go back to the guild hall, I can finally give you your gifts from Gnome.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. Right. Which guild hall are we talking about?
He just looks at you like, I don't know. I'm new here.
That's fair. I don't know, do you need somewhere to sleep?
Well, that would be appreciated.
Alright, that's the guild hall I mean then. Alright.
Does anyone not want to go back to the guild hall? I'll take that as everyone goes. Gnarl asks you to give him a moment, and leaves where everyone else is at and just goes up to a room and says he'll be back. You guys can go ahead and roleplay, talk to each other for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Jade's going into the kitchen and bringing out the plate of bacon. Time to celebrate.
Bacon. But what about a good meal? Abby cooking.
I am immediately going back to my study area, but I'm leaving this door open in case people want to yell at me. Get mad at me for opening a plane to another gate. A door to another plane.
A door to a plane.
Why are there snakes on my motherfucking plane? I've never even seen that movie.
Really? And I'll just be heading up to the second floor to read some books. Like The Halberd, Legendary History.
How be
Dewson's gonna go upstairs and change back into his fancy clothes. Seems to like those a lot now.
Better fucking get used to it. Mr. Big Man.
You remember the Olivine Pub lab?
The Olivine pun?
The Olivine Pub.
I mean, I remember we didn't really do anything with it, but I remember it was a thing.
I wanted to, but... Oh my god. This cupcake sat so long, I think it's just pure alcohol at this point.
That was a sentence.
Okay. Gnarl starts to head downstairs, or heads out and sees Areem. Dewson, you're able to hear, and goes, "Come on down so I can give you your gift."
Why do I feel like I need to be worried about this?
Before I come back down, I'm putting the book I was reading back on the shelf.
Okay.
Good. Gnarl.
Well, Perthros, I suppose you'd be first.
Now I'm
I
definitely
got you
worried
these
about
dice.
You
I got
seem
this
to
rock.
enjoy this more chaotic kind of stuff. And, 1 minute. And, considering we had to take away the rod from you, has to be updated now, we have a new test item for you. And he reaches into a bag and he pulls out a top hat and hands it to you.
So I have a top hat and a helmet.
Now, do be careful with this hat. It has two purposes. The first, go ahead and put it on your head.
Okay.
You put it on?
Yeah.
Now shake your head.
Oh, I swear to God, this is just gonna make me look like an idiot, isn't it? And then I'll just do it.
And the hat doesn't move. It just stays. You try to make it fall off, and no matter what, it won't come off. You see, that's the first purpose. It's a hat that can never be removed.
Oh. Wonderful.
The second purpose, which is a limited amount of times, and then has to be recharged, is, well, we call it the Presto hat. We got so amazed with your fake magic that we made a fake magic hat.
Huh?
Reach in.
I thought I can't take it off.
You can take it off if you want. It just doesn't fall off.
Cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Reach into the hat.
A feral rabbit.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought the hat couldn't be taken off ever. I was stuck with a cursed top hat or something. It's like, fuck!
Give me a minute. I exited out of the thing I fucking needed.
Take time. It's a hat of holding. Go and hide inside my hat. And that's how I survived this entire campaign. Why is there a Joker on the table?
What? Oh no!
All right. You reach in, and let's roll it. Let's see what animal you get.
Oh no.
And you pull out a house cat.
Huh?
He
Does the
goes,
cat look
"Ah!"
strangely familiar?
No. It looks like you've acquired, or not acquired. It looks like you pulled out an animal, and it was a cat. Now I'll give you a
it's a tamer.
spoiler. Not everything's neutral. Sometimes you might pull out a spell that's been cast, and it just goes off. Or you might pull out an enemy. You could even pull out an entire boat.
Oh.
Can he pull out himself?
He looks at Areem. Oh, maybe.
That'll be surreal. I kind of want that to happen now.
He looks at you. Kind of depends on the hat.
Ow.
Can you pull the hat out of the hat? Like the hat itself out of the hat?
That's called flipping it inside out.
Maybe?
Then
But
can you pull the
there you
hat
go.
out of that hat?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do with this, I think.
Walks over to Avina and reaches in the bag and then pulls out a copper piece that has a blue glow coming off of it that then disappears. And he hands it towards her.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's just a copper it's just a copper of thoughts. And as soon as you take it, what is the thing that Avina's thinking right now?
Probably something along the lines of, you know, I'll never question Gnome's logic Gnome's logic. But a copper piece, that's just ridiculous.
And that is exactly what is stated in Avina's voice out of the copper piece.
Oh, come on. She already talks too much.
What you do with that there is you give it to someone, and you activate the magic, which is basically just focus on it, and the person that you hand it to, it says what they're thinking. It's only good once a day,
That's a
though.
little bit more, useful.
Get it? Penny for your thoughts?
I love it! It's a good pun! You knew I'd love it. On a
Yeah,
meta
that's
level.
why I picked you.
Oh god, Darren!
Hey, Marcus.
I don't have lights in Marcus's house.
Marcus,
Yeah.
does that work cross-planar?
What do you mean?
If you're in or one plane and the coin's in another plane, does it still work?
You wouldn't be able to focus on the coin if it's on a different dimension.
Right. It's literally, you activate the coin, and you have someone take it from you. And it just says what they think.
How many charges does this hat have?
It's a maximum 20, currently 10. Now, I did have a gift for Balasar, but since he's not here, Avina, I think he'd want you to have it. And he holds out a wooden spoon to you.
I suppose I did lose 2 of my items, so it's only fair.
It's a stirring spoon.
Oh god.
Oh? Oh, good
It just
She
yeah, it
takes
just looks like a thing. Well, there you go.
This would be perfect for soup. I was actually missing one of these. We didn't surprisingly have any. Well, we did, but I couldn't find any more for some reason.
Kind of out of my breath, so you'd have to listen to hear it. It's like that's probably because it dissolved in your stews.
I'm not giving anyone this, but it's funny. It's the wand of summoning. It's a wand that summons an identical wand that summons an identical wand that destroys the original wand. So it's just a stick that makes a duplicate stick and destroys itself.
That sounds amazing.
We have to give that to Martin.
Yes! Oh god, you will break everything.
Well, just keep track of that existing as a thing I said then, and just write it down as a note for yourself. Because if you ask me later, Marcus, what was that thing so we can give it to this guy? I'm not going to remember. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to forget.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
He walks over to Areem and hands him a square box with a button on the top. As he hands it to him, he goes, "Don't push the button yet." Does he take the box?
I do, and ask why am I not supposed to press a button just yet?
This is a not a box. It's a life raft. You push the button and the box unfolds into a little rowboat for yourself. But if you pushed it now, it would hurt me. So please don't.
Ah, fair enough.
You have a boat.
Got a boat.
So you have a carryable boat. Rowboat. So you could fit most of your party or all of your party on comfortably. You can effectively fit 6 people on comfortably or 4 people comfortably. It's not like a canoe that fits 1 comfortably. Tate,
Yes.
just roleplay this later, but put it down so I don't forget it. That spoon, when placed inside of a bowl of liquid, automatically stirs itself. It is literally a stirring spoon.
Okay.
He walks over to Areem. Now, considering you planned to be more in charge of the guild, taking more of a less adventurous role,
I think you mean
clearly, what was that?
I think you mean Tucson.
Yeah, Tucson, sorry. Clearly, these would be more up your alley. And he hands you 2 things that look weird. And he goes, what you do is you put them over your ears, and then you state 2 languages. The one you hear, and the one you want to hear.
Oh god, is it that stupid phone thing?
Go ahead and put them on.
I put them on now that I'm done typing.
Actually, before he puts them on, he goes, put them on, and then pick one of your teammates, and, pick a language you don't know, and have them talk to you in it, and make sure you tell the ear bud plugs what you want to hear.
Wait, could you repeat that?
So, go pick one of your teammates that you know knows a language you don't know, right? Then speak into the earplugs and tell them the language that they're talking and the language that you want to hear. And then put them on and talk to your friend.
Perthros, can you pick a language I don't know and talk in it? But tell me what
do you
language
know?
first.
What do you know?
A common abyssal draconic giant goblin.
Okay, that should be easy. You don't know Elvish.
Okay, you speak in Elvish, Earmuff's Elvish.
And then you say Elvish, and then you say common, dwarven, whatever.
You say something you know.
Right, say something you know.
And
Hopefully.
translate to common.
I still remember that thing from in the dungeon when you were dying.
Wait, what?
He says that in common to you.
No, I say that in Elvish to him.
But to him, he hears it in common.
Which
Okay.
dungeon? When was I dying?
Well, not dying, you were dead.
Very loudly to all of you, you can all hear Gnarl behind him making a loud ruckus with setting up something that clearly isn't going to hurt Tucson too much, but will hurt him enough Tucson, you don't hear this. You literally hear no sounds except for Perthros talking in common. This blots out all noises except for the person you're talking to. But no one else knows that. So you guys think Tucson just doesn't care that Gnarl's setting up basically a spanking machine.
Why does the weird shit happen to me every time, everywhere, and
Whatever.
everything?
You didn't have a swamp creature throw its babies at you, Noah.
Suddenly, Tucson feels something essentially kick him in the back, like on the butt. So he scoots forward a bit. And Gnarl's just standing there laughing to himself. When you turn around and look at him, you don't hear him laughing.
I take the earmuffs off.
You now hear him laughing as a rush of sound enters your ears because you hear everything now.
I hear everything.
He kind of wipes a tear away. So, here's the downside to them. You can only hear the person talking in a different language. Nothing else. And they do a
Okay.
little mental jiggamawalk, so their mouth looks like they're talking in the language that you're hearing them, but they're actually talking in the other language, so, you know, keep that in mind that if you think they're fucking with you and talking in the wrong language, it's just you're hearing it wrong.
Okay.
So now if you have too many issues with signing people up into your new guild, congratulations! You can understand them. This doesn't help you talk to them though, so sorry about that. You have no way to talk back to them, but you can understand them. And lastly, Mr. Alters Self.
No, bacon. No.
So, this is a good and a bad side for you. And he holds out a ring. Actually, he holds up a necklace.
Huh?
Go ahead and put it on.
Grab it. They reluctantly put it on.
Now, push the gemstone and move your hand away from the necklace.
I do it.
You push it, you move your hand away, and it looks like nothing happens for a few brief moments, and then suddenly your skin turns into wood. He goes, oh, that's right, I forgot to tell him. He's supposed to select a material or it goes to the default. You try to move and you can't. While you're just stuck there on moving, he walks over to Zephyr. Now we have to swap a couple of things on you. That's your gift, but that's going to be Areem's job over there since he's been working on you. We've got the newer version of your eyes. And a couple other little things.
Okay.
He sits down next to Jade and starts to eat the bacon that Jade was eating. Including the piece that was in Jade's hand. He just takes it out of his hand and eats it. After eating like 2 or so pieces, if no one else says anything, he eventually looks at Jade and goes, so, here's the biggest downside to it. You basically become the material, and you have to have a friend push the button again to make you go back to normal. So make sure you're always around someone when that goes off. And make sure you never cover up the button. Man, a lot of people lost a lot of hands for not following that one simple request.
Not covering up the button.
The button on the necklace, the gem.
What happens if it gets covered?
People can't push the button because you're covering up the button.
Ah.
So they have to chop off your hand so they can get to the button. But then you've lost your hand.
So could I like press it and become like a human meat shield for a second?
You're already flesh.
True.
Its whole thing, he pushes a button, makes you go back to normal. Its whole thing is that you turn into a solid that can't move. So you could become concrete or iron and effectively gain the AC hardness of it. So, you become a lot harder to injure and or hit. The downside is you can't move and you can't get out of that form until someone takes you out of that form.
Can other people activate it than the person wearing it?
No, it can only be deactivated by another person.
Damn, I was thinking about doing a grapple and then just pressing the button and then like, can't move.
Grow your hair out. Turn into platinum. We just cut your hair while you're transformed and then change you back.
Unfortunately, the magicalness of it would be when you do that, the cut off hair turns into normal hair. It has to be attached to the necklace. It's like a super illusion.
Wait, that means this necklace is better than the I can't remember what they're called now. Handcuffs.
Kinda. Which, does Zephyr say that out loud?
I might say something along that line, like, you could imprison someone with that.
Okay. And what she says, well, oh yeah, speaking of which, and he takes out the handcuffs. So here you go. These are prisoner cuffs, and they are the modified version of what you guys practiced with for us the last time we gave you them. We realized we made the pull a little too hard, and we've also added in some dampeners so that when it gets to a certain distance, they don't destroy everything.